Hi, boys and girls. It is Miss Keegan again. I hope you guys are having a good morning. So, yesterday for reading, we read the story Pecos Bill and the Mountain Lion. And so, we're going to continue talking about that. So, today is April 22nd, 2020. And again, it's Pecos Bill and the Mountain Lion. It's pages 18 and 20 in your reading packet. So before we start reading, I want to talk about what we're going to be working on today. So we're going to be talking about beginning, middle, and end. So let's review what happens in the beginning, middle, and end of the story. So in the beginning of a story, that's when we learn who the characters are. The characters can be the people or the animals in a story. It's also where we learn the setting. So the setting is where or when the story takes place. So it could be at the beach, it could be at night. So that's what the setting is. In the middle, that's when we usually learn what's happening to the characters, or we say the problem. And at the end of the story, that's when we learn how the characters solve the problem, or the solution, as we say, and we learn whether or not the characters changed from the beginning to the end of the story. So yesterday we read a little bit of the story about a boy named Juan and how it was his first day at a new school. So we're going to reread what we read yesterday, and now we get to see how the story ends. All right, so this is called First Day of School. I would like you to mute yourselves and go ahead and track with me as I'm reading, okay? First day of school. Juan was so nervous he was shaking a little. Today was the first day of school, and normally Juan loved getting to see his friends again. Today was different, though. Juan moved to a new house in July and doesn't know anybody at his new school. While he waited for the bus, Juan wondered about his new school. Would his teacher be nice? Would the principal be scary? Would he still get to go to art like at his old school? And most importantly, would he have any friends? Just then, Juan spotted the big yellow bus around the corner. The bus slowed down, and the bus driver leaned out the window with a big grin. "Are you Juan?" she called. Juan nodded, gulped, and took a step onto the bus. As he walked down the aisle, he saw a sea of unfamiliar faces staring back at him. Finally, a boy smiled. "Hey, sit here," he said, scooting over to offer Juan a seat. With a sigh of relief, Juan sat down and smiled. "Hi, I'm Damon. Nice to meet you." Thank goodness Juan made a friend. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to focus on just the ending of this story, and we're going to summarize what's going on in the ending. Before we do that, let's review what happened at the beginning and the middle. So at the beginning, that's when we learned the characters and the setting. So at the beginning, the only character we knew about was Juan, and we knew that he was at the bus stop, and he was waiting for the bus to arrive on his first day at his new school. In the middle, that's when we learned about a problem. The problem here was that Juan was very nervous that he wasn't going to have any friends at his new school. Now let's talk about the end. This is when we learn how the character solves the problem and how the character changes. So let's see. In the end of the story, Juan makes a new friend on the bus. That's how he solved his problem. He was worried he wouldn't have any friends, but now his problem is solved. He's got a friend. We also have to talk about how the character changed. At the beginning of the story, Juan was feeling very nervous, and now he's not feeling as nervous anymore. Remember, he had that sigh of relief that, oh, okay, good. Now that I have written my answer over here, I'm going to go back and check for a couple things. The first thing I want to do is look for capital letters. Every sentence that I write should start with a capital letter. So let's check over here. My first sentence starts with a capital I, good, and it goes all the way to the period. And then the next sentence starts with a capital, okay, check. Started with capital letters. Next, I've got to look at my order and my organization. Does the order that I wrote my answer in make sense? Yeah, I told how he solved his problem, and then I went on to talk about how he changed. Check. Next is punctuation. Punctuation are your commas, your question marks, periods, exclamation points. So do my sentences end in a period or an exclamation point or question mark? There's one and there's one. Okay, good, check. And last, I'm gonna look at spelling. Now, I don't have to spell everything perfect because I'm not perfect and I might make a mistake. But should I do my best? Yeah. And should I at least have all my sight words spelled correctly? Yes. So I'm gonna go back. All right. I think it looks pretty good. Okay, let's move on. So now we're going to go on to our independent packet work, or you're going to continue working with your teacher in your Zoom lesson. So you're going to be taking what you learned about beginning, middle, and end summary and work on pages 18 and 20 in your packet. Page 18 is the Pecos spill and the mountain lion story. And then on page 18, you're going to recount the end of the story, and you're going to tell the most important events in order using your own words. Please reach out to your teacher if you have any questions, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.